Hey everybody, Joe here with 360 Comics. I've been getting tons of requests recently for more videos about affordable key issues. So today I've got 10 additional Batman books for you that you can pick up for $20 or less. Before we get into that, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who participated in our two most recent giveaways, as well as our claim sale last week. They were a great time. Everything went super smoothly, and I'm already planning on my next two giveaways and my next claim sale, so stay tuned for that information. Don't forget, if you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. It costs you nothing, and you can leave a comment below with more requests for future videos. Like I said, today we're talking Batman key issues that you can get for $20 or less. I did a couple of these affordable key videos already, including another Batman one, and I'll put the links to those videos in the description below if you'd like to check them out. But let's get started. First up, we got Batman 358. This is one of many Killer Croc key issues that came out in the early 80s, around the time the character was introduced, because the way in which he was introduced was kind of like a slow burn, where they revealed a little bit about him at a time. He made several cameo appearances before making a full appearance, and a lot of people call this a cameo cover appearance, even though he's shown very prominently on the cover right in the middle. He is in disguise. He's shrouded. You can't see that he has crocodile-like skin. He's kind of wearing a trench coat, but I would consider this a first full cover appearance because he's fully on the cover. It's not like, cover appearances need, speech bubbles or anything like that. But, to each their own about that. I'm not going to argue that point, but it is the first time the Killer Croc is on any cover. And not only that, but it's an awesome cover with this like cracked glass, bullet holes, with the bat signal behind him. I think it's an awesome one. Definitely one worth picking up if you can get it on the cheap or in a higher grade. This is actually a really low grade copy that I found in a dollar bin, and I was definitely happy to pick it up for just $1. Moving on now to Batman 395. This is the first appearance of Film Freak. Compared to Killer Croc, Film Freak is a lesser known, lesser loved villain, but still a great issue to pick up. It's got a killer cover despite not having Film Freak prominently displayed on it. I definitely like the up-close expression on Batman's face. And if you're not familiar with Film Freak, he is kind of what he sounds like. He's a villain who's obsessed with cinema, with movies, kind of in a similar way to Cable Guy, the Jim Carrey movie, how he's obsessed with television shows and is kind of psychotic to go along with it. So this is a great issue. This is a high grade copy that I picked up for just $8, and you can find this probably on occasion in dollar bins as well. Another affordable key, another epic cover. We've got Batman 404, which is part one of the year one story arc by none other than Frank Miller. This is such a great read, all 4 books, and this one kicks it off. As you can see, Bruce Wayne is kneeling by the side of his recently murdered parents, and that is because this tells the origin story of Batman. And one of the cool things I really like about this is this bat looming overhead, taking up the whole top of the comic cover, and it really sets the mood for what's to come. If you've ever read any Frank Miller stuff before, it's pretty dark, it's pretty gloomy, but he tells a fantastic story here. And like I said, it's only a 4-book arc, so it's pretty easy to pick up, and this is the first one. Part 2 of the year one story arc also just happens to be a key issue. We got Batman 405, and this is the first appearance of Carmine Falcone. If you watched Gotham, he plays a major part in that show. Or if you're familiar with the Long Halloween story arc, which is one of my favorites, he's also a main player in that. Like I said, this whole arc right here, year one, are great books to pick up, great reads. These are the only 2 I'm including on this list, but the other 2 are worth picking up as well, especially if you're a reader. If you're a fan of Jason Todd like me, this right here is the perfect affordable key issue for you. His first appearance is pretty expensive at this point, and even his first appearance as Robin has risen above that $20 mark that I set for this video. But this Batman 409 is his origin story, and it can be attained for about $10, and you get this great cover that pops really nicely with a yellow background. What's not to like? We got another origin story in the very next issue. This time, though, not a hero. We've got a villain. The origin of Two-Face in Batman 410. And he is displayed really nicely and prominently on the cover, holding Jason Todd as Robin hostage while the police look on with guns drawn. And one of the things I really like about this cover is that it has this Batman shadow cast over almost the entire cover, even covering up some of the name. And I think that's really cool, showing like Batman looming over the situation. And I've said a lot of these have great covers, and they really do. And that probably is a large part of the reason why I picked them to be on this list. So you'll definitely see some more great covers as we go on. Just 2 issues later, in Batman 412, we get the first appearance of the Mime, who's prominently displayed on the cover like you like to see it. And she's a pretty cool character, and one of the things I really like is that, you know, as a mime, she's got some connection to like clowns and the circus and that whole, overarching theme in Batman, you know, having the Joker as a main villain, as well as, Dick Grayson coming from a family of circus performers, having been a trapeze artist as a kid. And I always like to, pick up first appearances of those characters because they're definitely ones that can come back again as they relate to a lot of other things going on with Batman and Batman characters. I know there was some speculation, about a year ago when the character Punchline was introduced, that she had some sort of relation or connection to the Mime, but I don't think any of that panned out in any way. I think that was just some wild speculation, but you never know. Something like that could happen. And it's, I like picking up awesome covers like this, first appearances. And like I said, the character has a lot of potential. A couple issues later, in Batman 416, we have a monumental moment in Batman history, the first ever meeting of 2 Robins. We've got Dick Grayson, who has left the Robin role to become Nightwing, and we've got Jason Todd down there, who has filled in the shoes of Dick Grayson. And this is the first ever meeting of those 2 characters, and they are the first 2 Robins, so they're pretty significant. This issue can be picked up really cheap. I've seen it for $5 places in, like a mid to high grade. And I picked up this copy for $10 in a pretty high grade. I might eventually send it off to CGC. Once again, we got another affordable key in the very next issue, Batman 417, which is the first book of the 4-part 10 Nights of the Beast run, introducing the character KG Beast, who's kind of like a Soviet spy covert ops personnel who has been implanted with these like cybernetic cyborg technology stuff, and it makes for a really cool story, a really interesting story that is really unique, and I definitely recommend picking these up and reading this run if that sounds interesting to you. But this is the first appearance of KG Beast right here. Rounding out our list, I'm going to leave you with a fan favorite here. My last affordable Batman key issue video had a Bane book on it, so I figured I'd give you another. Here is Batman 489, and this is the second appearance of Bane, first one in the Batman title after the first appearance in Vengeance of Bane. He's on the cover. What else more could you ask for? Thank you everyone who stuck around to the end of the video. If you want my 2 cents, this is my favorite book on the list today. I'm a big sucker for Frank Miller, gloom and doom kind of stuff. And, I love a good origin story as well. It's a great book to start on and is only a part of a 4-issue run. So it's pretty easy and affordable to pick up if you want to start reading somewhere. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, give us a like, and leave a comment below on your way out. And don't forget to keep your eyes and ears open for 2 giveaways that I'll be announcing in the next week or so. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.